Hello, it's Lindsey. Forgive the kerfluffle here with my lighting. My situation here is precarious at best. Anyway, how's it going? I am in my car waiting at my kids' activities, and I wanted to just pop live and sort of talk through a few things that have been sitting on my mind, that have just really been ruminating for the past, gosh, it must be like over a month at this point. And that is how I have benched a lot of my really good habits, and I need a rock solid, tough love self-talk for this season. Over the summer, I didn't go walking as much as I needed to. I didn't stay up on my hydration, and I know I talked about that in one of my videos, like a what I eat in a day video, and that it's just like I had all of these little bitty thoughts just kind of going through my head as I was, just kind of working through this whole thought process. Gosh, I don't even know. It's one of those things where it's like I get really complacent after a while. I just put out a what I eat in a day video that was filmed like the week after we got back from Keto Palooza. I was super jazzed, super energized, super like, oh yes, I'm motivated deeply to go ahead and get done the things that need to get done so that my health can be its best health, in its best place, its most optimal place. And that's just, like it's like one of those adrenaline highs that you get from going to conferences or doing these kinds of things. And those are fantastic because they really kind of light a fire underneath you, and you want to just like seize the moment, right? The problem with that is that everyday life is not a conference. It is, a whole lot of moving pieces that you have to try to fit into the day and stay focused. And staying focused on whatever goal you may have, it can be pretty taxing and pretty wearisome. Like I said, a month more ago, I put out a video where I was talking about recommitting to some certain habits that I had failed on. And one of those was drinking more water. And I will tell you what, I have been drinking so much more water these days. And it's really been helping me. I have not been over emphasizing my electrolytes. I feel like that is all good and well. I have the Keto Chow electrolyte drops, and I'll put a cup full of those into my water and then just kind of mix those up. And because they are not as salty as like the Relight or as Element, I can put a capful in one glass or one tumbler full and get it down without needing a whole lot of anything else, like no extra sweetener, no flavoring, no nothing. So I've been really focusing on just trying to, be mindful of my water intake. I tend to have a very extreme personality type, and I know that there are loads of them out there that are just like me. I respect the ever-living out of people who can moderate, and that's just something that I would like to work towards without completely denying the fact that I am an extremist. So taking these little bitty steps is really good. What I have failed to do is continue walking. I kind of got kickstarted on it and then fell right off that wagon. So I'm working hard to try to find little pockets where I can do that. And it's going poorly. I have been listening to a lot of different information about, actually I've been reading a lot of information about like cholesterol and a whole lot of just like random health information, right? That just doesn't all seem to really make sense, but I'm just absorbing all of it that I possibly can. But I'm really feeling pressed to find a little bit more balance in my life with trying to focus a lot more on exercising. That is, one piece. Like it just seems to be a common thread with me is that exercise kind of ebbs and flows, or if you prefer like an ocean type of analogy, it's like the tide. It's high tide or it's low tide. And it has been a long period of low tide lately. I need to rein that in. And some days I just don't want to go about the task, or I don't want to go about the process of going and doing some exercise. I don't want to put on some shoes and go out for a walk, or I think, oh, I actually need to get these things done. Instead, I really have to focus on getting this dinner prepared, because if I don't do that now, then I'm going to miss out on things later, or I'm going to wind up regretting not taking care of this thing or that thing. And one of the things I talked about in my video I just posted yesterday was the fact that I'm the one who gets in my way. And the tough love comes from the fact that I have to tell me to actually refocus. It's really hard to do that for me because I am an easily distractible human, and there is now a tiny puppy outside. Oh, okay. There. Wow. Here I am trying to talk about like focus, but focus is hard. And then of course I get distracted. Ah, my stars. So I need to get refocused. And one of those things is exercise. And I know my husband is going to help hold me accountable to this in a positive way that can help both of us. And, you know, it's one of those things where it's like somebody has to go first. Like, so we want to do the things, somebody has to go first, or somebody has to say, let's start. So that's, you know, definitely a piece of the puzzle. The electrolytes, getting those in has been fantastic lately. And that also means that I've been reducing a bit of my my coffee intake, which I've noticed that I tend to spiral a little bit out of control with these different things. And I've benched the habit of, you know, being mindful of that. I feel like I'm talking about 17 different analogies all at once, and I'm really sorry for that. That's just sort of my brain constantly just like jumping from one thought to another and never finally completing a single thought. So I do beg your forgiveness on that. Appreciate you working with me on that. So another thing that I've been thinking about is that when I first heard about Ketovore a couple years back or more, I can't quite remember when, I loved the sound of not having to eat vegetables. I loved it. I thought, oh yeah, they are unnecessary. They are totally optional, and I don't have to eat them if I don't want to. I'm a grown up, and I've had this conversation with myself numerous times that I'm a grown up. I should get to, you know, I can do what I want. I can tell me that self, you can go off and you can just have meat and cheese and fat and nuts and be super jazzed about your life. But the reality is that those vegetables that I was eating before, they helped me to find the lack of inflammation. They helped me to find weight loss, which needed to happen then. It helped me to feel full and satisfied and not want to snack so much. I could sit down and eat a 16-ounce ribeye and an hour later be like, okay, I'm ready for more. I have no satiety at times. Now, I do know that some of that is cyclical with hormones, but it's like, you know, I think I got kind of swept up in the idea that vegetables are foe, not friend. I do believe that there are loads of reasons to not have vegetables, but I also have kind of teased out a spot where I would like to have vegetables be a not substantial, but like a solid part of my way of eating, because I want my gut biome to be healthy enough to handle them. I think that sausage and cabbage tastes fantastic, and I will happily eat cabbage all day long. I love Brussels sprouts. I fry them up in tallow sometimes, and oh my word, is it not the best? It is literally the best, especially with a little sprinkle of some Redmond salt. Oh, it's clutch. I love that so very much. And I don't want to get in my head to where I wind up just sort of like devolving myself. Like, having vegetables in the beginning was wicked helpful. Cutting out sugar, cutting out carbs, cutting out all of that kind of stuff was the absolute best thing that ever happened to me. That's the absolute best choice that I ever made for my health. And I don't want to continue down this path of trying to become more and more extreme to the point where my body doesn't function the way that it's intended to function. And I feel like I'm battling against my own willpower or something to that effect. So, that's, that's kind of where I am. Tough love to self. I have, over the past several weeks since we got back from Ketopalooza, tried to implement having breakfast a little bit earlier. And I talked about that in yesterday's What I Eat in a Day video. If you haven't checked it out, I would love for you to go watch it and comment on it. But it's one of those things where I struggled on that day to start breakfast. I think that intermittent fasting has tremendous health benefits, but I also see how I'm devolving by using intermittent fasting. So I'm trying to reallocate the way that I eat food in a day and see if that kind of helps me, if it sort of prevents a lot of the snacking that I've had, and just trying to be more focused on, like, a lot of people say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And intermittent fasters say, well, when you have your first meal, that is break fast. And I totally am on board with that. But I've been eating breakfast. I've been preparing breakfast much earlier for the family and myself. And I gotta say, I'm kind of appreciating the change. Going back to like a solid 3 meals per day has definitely been beneficial. The lack of snacking has been noticeable by me, and I appreciate that very much. So I'm kind of benching some bad habits, like drinking too much coffee and failing to drink as much water, and I'm going to work toward trying to get out and walk more often. Hopefully my husband, who is in the chat right now, is willing to lovingly help support me in that. And I don't know, I'm just I'm so tired of just trying to get like the next hack or the next tactic or what have you, when I know what worked in the beginning, and I have not yet gone all the way back to the beginning activities in a way that has shown me that it is what needs to happen. So that sounds like a lot of word salad. I do not appreciate salad so much. I prefer cooked vegetables, so I'll tend to do that a lot more. But there we are. Some tough love, self-talk for this season. I also think that the fact that a lot of the vegetables right now are more squashy. I love squash. And we got to get on that pumpkin sausage soup from the Keto Chow. I've got thoughts. And I need to put out a video regarding that. I'm not going to do that here though. I'm not going to spoil that situation. Another thing is that I used to incorporate my products that I do use a little bit more consistently. I would use a variety of different things. And then I kind of got on sort of like a bend to where it would be like, oh, I can only use this one thing, and that's the only thing I can add into my day in order for my brain to function. And I've tried to be a little bit more mindful of when I'm using my products. So like the Keto Chow electrolyte drops, easy, not anything to have to think about there. But when it comes to things like Perfect Keto, we have tons of the cereal, and it is a delicious snack. And I would like to incorporate that into some more things. Yes, it is extra. No, it is not necessary, but it's something that we do have that does add to the substance of a meal without derailing me. So it's like I should probably be using that. I always do use my Perfect Keto strawberry MCT oil powder or the collagen that's in the strawberry. They literally have the best strawberry flavor, and I do not know how they did that. But yeah, and speaking of Perfect Keto, they are kind of shifting their model where they are not going to be like selling on their website anymore, and I'm not entirely sure that I understand how it's all going to play out. I am affiliated with them, but I'm kind of a peon in the affiliate world, so I don't have a lot of solid understanding on what they're doing. I know it's to like help them in some fashion, but I don't fully understand it. And so they're moving all of their like selling platform onto the Amazon, and I don't know what that looks like either. So that'll be an interesting change. It might be that you're able to get like Perfect Keto products prime shipping soon, whenever they do make that switch, which would, be pretty rad, especially not having to wait for like shipping, or having to wait, or having to like spend however much money in order to get free shipping. But it also makes me wonder, like, Perfect Keto, they'll be charged. I know a lot of sellers on the eBay, or on not eBay, on the Amazon, they lose a big cut of their profits selling on Amazon. So it's unforeseen information, or untold information at this point, or untold results. I don't know. But they are still doing sales, and they are still going to be having like the Black Friday sales, I guess. And right now they're doing Halloween sale. It's like a buy two, get one free. And I don't know what it takes to get the freebie gift on top of that, but they do have a freebie gift of 4 Nola bar packs, like one pack of Nola bars. That's like the 4-pack. On top of your buy two, get one free. I have tons of the cereal right now, so I have no need to go off and buy any more. I also have found that their bars are super, super convenient and super easy to just snag and eat. And I was only using them in, like traveling situations, like, oh, we're going to go to this activity, or we're going to go over to this place. So I'll stick one in my bag and, have it as a snack if I need it. And it's just kind of like, they're a little bit too good for that. I wind up eating them a little bit more frequently. So that's, kind of one of those things where I have to tough love myself. I don't overeat the collagen powder or the strawberry MCT oil powder, but I can easily overeat like the Perfect Keto bars or the Nola bars. So I won't be buying any more of those either. But that I will continue to use my strawberry collagen, strawberry MCT oil powder. But that is, there's a link down in my description box below. If you do choose to use that, I appreciate it so very much. It supports my channel. And yeah, that's sort of where my thoughts end. And yeah, I need to be more diligent and disciplined with myself. I always feel that way. I don't ever feel like I need to offer myself more grace, because I often approach life with the attitude of like, well, I'm an adult. I can choose what I want. And I really need to rein me in. I don't need others to rein me in. I need me to rein me in. It's easy whenever whenever other people tell me what to do, because I just don't do it. That's just the way that works out. I have to be stronger than my own rebellion to say to Lindsey, stop it. Lindsey, go do the thing. Lindsey, be better at pre-thinking things out and planning ahead, which is definitely not my strong suit. So anyway, that's all I got there. I appreciate y'all being here so very much. I'm going to go ahead and check on the chat here, because I know that I have completely ignored it, and I'm going to see what we got going on here. Just Jason, Keto, and more. And also, I'm very nervous that this big giant SUV is about to back up into my car. Oh, phew, they made it. Hello, Jason and Charlotte. It's so good to see you. Rick Wynn is here, and so is Jack. Hi, y'all. Ugly Kid Joe Cross. Hello. So if you're unfamiliar with Joe Cross, he is the one that was playing Duck Duck Goose with us at Keto Palooza, and I totally got him. It was a good time. Sharon, hello. Chris Bear is here. Howdy, howdy. Of course, Jared is here. And Cindy is here. Hey, and Meeting Wellness. It's good to see you. So Jared in the chat is my husband, and he was talking about the how I won't let him touch my Keto Chow bottle. So I've got a funny story to tell you that's probably only funny to me, but it's still funny to me nonetheless. So I'm going to tell you, because that's what we're doing right now. I got the blue and pink marbled cup from Keto Chow. Love the thing. And my husband commandeered it to carry his electrolytes when we would go on our walks, and it just kind of became his. And, it's got the blue and it's got the pink, and the pink seems a little bit more like, hey, I want that. I want that one. Well, so I decided to buy him the white grayish marbled cup and give him that one, thinking, okay, that one's a little more manly. You can use this one, and I can take back the vibrant colored one. So I buy him the other one, and he proceeds to leave it behind at church. And now we can never find it again. And it kind of saddened my heart deeply because I couldn't carry one of these bad boys around with me and talk about one of my favorite products, which is Keto Chow. So it was like, oh, seriously. So I'd been waiting to see if they would come out with more, because they sold out of the white ones. They sold out of the blue, vibrant pink ones. And so I was like, okay, maybe they'll get more in stock. Well, come to find out, they were all selling out. And I told Lynette from Keto Chow, I was like, is there any that I could find? Like, could you find one at all and I'll buy it? And she was like, no, I found the last one in the warehouse. There is no other one at all. I am sending it to you. So now this is my beloved cup, and Jared's never allowed to touch it because he will lose it. He can keep hold of the blue and the pink one, but he for sure could not keep hold of the one that I intentionally bought for him. Oh, it was a sad, sad day. So sad. But other than that, that's, the Keto Chow cup. I think they are fully sold out, which is sadness, but it also gives me some serious hope. Maybe they are coming out with some fresh tumbler style containers that are, like the insulated type, and maybe they could come out with something that would be like coffee friendly. I mean, like this lid I've got on here is coffee friendly, but I would love to have another one. Another one come out so I can snag that one too. But that's all I have. That is all I have. Let me see here. I'm missing lots of things. Joe Cross said that bottles are a sacred thing in this household. That is accurate at our household too. Everybody has their special cup, and nobody can touch anybody else's cup. That's just the way it is. I see Jared already told everybody that he did lose the last one, which it was so bizarre too. He's like, hey, I left it here, so it's gotta be there. And we have searched the entire property where he thought he had left it, and it is vanished. So somebody's out there probably running around with a Keto Chow bottle who has no clue. I hope that they actually checked out what Keto Chow is and were blessed by that. The chat ignored me during me just talking, rambling. I tell you what, I really can ramble with the best of them. So I'm glad to know that I did not fully, alienate everybody by not addressing y'all as I went about this. So, okay, y'all, I didn't really have anything further, and I am gonna skedaddle and, probably continue reading about cholesterol, because that seems to be my current fascination. I don't know if it was a year ago, maybe less, I was obsessed about with uric acid and how that impacts things. And now I'm obsessed with cholesterol and understanding deeper how that impacts things. And it's funny because I'll sit there and I'll read a section of this, and then I'll think, oh, I need to go text so-and-so, or I need to go talk about that with so-and-so. Usually it's my dad. But that's kind of where that's at. Jared did ask me the other day, he said, so why are you learning about this stuff if you're not sharing it? And I said, well, I'm just fascinated by it. I'm just doing it for me. And then I text my dad whenever I see something that strikes me that I want to talk to Dad about. So, that's probably what I'm going to do. Sit here and read. So I thoroughly appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so very much. Go check out any of my recent videos if you would like to see more of my face. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.